offensive and keeping the pressure up for full 7 minutes.
All right, so last match of the night, a rarity at 125 pounds. Kysen Terukina of Iowa State, and it'll be Jett Strickenberger going at 125. Strickenberger cutting a little bit of weight. He was at 133. He's been at 133, and now down to 125 here.
Well, you know, and Coach Flynn said he wanted to go back down and stay back down. He probably feels better down there to some degree. He's used to wrestling down there, but you know, there's no secret that it's been a challenge for him over the last couple of years to sort of stay there in preparation, right? They talked a lot about that preparation, and in wrestling, like everybody who's wrestled knows, a lot of that preparation is making sure that your weight is in where you need it to be, so you don't have to expend huge amounts of energy and trying to make weight at the end, drain yourself all out, and also that you stay strong and hydrated and your nutrition's good throughout the course of the week while you're training. So big factor that wrestling has and most other sports don't have to deal with.
Get a whistle 25 seconds in. This is quite a contrast after watching the heavyweights coming back around to 125.
Well, the two of them together don't weigh as much as one of those guys do, so, or about as much as one of those guys do.
Terukina just recently back in the lineup before Christmas, had been out with a neck injury, but he's undefeated. 5-0 so far this year, won the championship at the Soldier Salute, and has a history against West Virginia, 2-1 all time against WVU wrestlers. And Strickenberger back in there as well. He didn't compete in the last duel against Princeton.
No, and I think they probably had to hold him out in relation to moving back down to 25, right? So
did compete at the knockout Christmas event down in Florida. Midway through this first period. Strickenberger against Terukina. Iowa State with the lead. Got off to a great start with the Frost twins, Evan and Jacob, winning the first two matches of the night.
Well, yeah, they won the first 4 matches. And then, Strickenberger almost with the takedown. Nice little scramble there. Look, when Strickenberger's wrestling well, he is really, really good, right? I mean, he does such a nice job of a lot of different things. Sometimes he's sort of, and again, maybe some of it's a little bit weight management from time to time in the past, but his ability to be as consistent as he'd like to be hasn't been as much, I think, as the coaching staff would like or he would like.
Still scoreless heading to the final 20 seconds. You mentioned, Tony, Iowa State dominated early. The Frost twins both won. There were back-to-back pins by Johnson and Chittum as we're down to the final seconds here in this first period. And we're going to finish scoreless in the first. What do you think Coach Tim Flynn thinks after, again, falling behind the way his team has kind of battled back here?
Well, I mean, when you look at it, I mean, they've wrestled pretty well. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, they've won 4 out of the 9 matches so far, right? So if they win this one, you won 5 out of 5. The problem is you've given up a lot of bonus points, particularly with those 2 falls. And I think, you know, for the most part, he's going to be pretty happy with their intensity and the way they've wrestled. This is obviously going to be part of that here in this last match to see how Strickenberger does with Terukina.
You got a point there.
He got the escape, right? But he also got warning for stalling on Terukina because it's up on his feet. Terukina really only had him by 1 arm, really didn't let him go. Got to take him back to the mat. You got to make some attempt to anyway.
1-0 lead for Strickenberger.
Out, action.
We'll get a restart. 1:14 left.
Ooh, nice shot.
Strickenberger trying to fight it off here.
Trying to keep the weight on him, keep the weight down, right? But you see Terukina just trying to keep circling, keep trying to pick the leg up. There he gets it up. Strickenberger does a good job of countering, though. Man, just a nice scramble. Really good job by both guys. Terukina really trying to stay in position and really work the corner and the angle. And Strickenberger continued to try to cut him off, stop his hands, get squared back up with him, and finally is able to do that.
Strickenberger defended that one very well and maintains a 1-0 lead. Step through the shot there.
Shot and a reshot. Again, Strickenberger's long, so he gets in on it, but Terukina does a nice job of being able to counter and just elongate that a little bit so that he's got no power, can't get in.
The intensity increasing significantly in period number 2. And Strickenberger will head to the third, up 1-0, and Terukina selects bottom.
Now, this is the interesting part. If Strickenberger had spent some time on top, it definitely favors him in that sense. He might give up a Strickenberger's got that tilt.
Yeah.
And again, I mean, he's long, so he reaches places. Terukina did a nice job of getting himself in a good position, and just a really good scramble and really good wrestling by both guys.
There's the point. We're tied. All right, that sets up a dynamic finish for this one. 1:20 to go, tied at 1. Again.
Oh, that's a great shot. Wow, but a really great response by Strickenberger.
Strickenberger on the defensive. Been very good here.
Probably just trying to hold and stalemate here if he can. You see Terukina just really trying to step over, which he does now, which is in a pretty good position. There's not a lot of time. We're almost down to 30 seconds left in the match. Official really letting them stay here and wrestle, both of them. There's no points scored yet. What a heck of a scramble. And look, this is wearing guys out, man. I mean, that's a lot of energy both guys are expending. Down to 20 seconds left in the match.
Tied at 1, no offensive points yet. But this has been a great scramble, the final
10 seconds. Well, there's a potential for that to be 3 for both sides. Strickenberger has a chance to score. That's the end of the match. Did he give it to him? They're saying yes. That's going to get challenged. Nobody heard the buzzer.
They continued on. Just a tremendous effort by Strickenberger to get control in the final seconds.
They're going to tell him to stay there, I'm pretty sure. Now, I saw the second official look at the first official when he signaled 3. He looked at him and said, yes, it was before the time ran out, because he can see the clock and where he's positioned.
So the question is whether the points came before the time expired.
Came before the time expired.
There was no doubt about
there's no doubt about
the score.
There's no doubt about there being the score, right? And he probably gets it right there. Right? And so the issue then is, where's the clock in relation to that?
You could see the expression on Terukina's face. I mean, he realized what had happened as well.
Right? Well, he hears him say 3, right? And so he knows that's not good. It's not like he was trying to punch him in the back, obviously. He's just like, oh, crap, I lost. But, man, what a great match and a great scramble. So here's the clock. Nothing yet, nothing yet. down to 2. There he's already signaled 3 right at 1 second.
There it is, 1 second.
There it is.
So pretty cut and dried. They'll take a look at it.
Right? So he signals 3 with 1 second left. And that was a great match. That was a fun match to watch. Those two guys really went at it. Strickenberger still staying in the center. Like, I got to get ready to go into sudden victory if they don't give me those points, right? So, I mean, this is the challenge, the tough part in any challenge, right? If it comes down to this, if you're the guy who lost and now you're safe, and now you're going to get and we're going to get.
After review, call the match
Yes.
is confirmed.
That's the right call. I mean, it was pretty cut and dried after seeing the replay and slowing it down.
Right? Now, we have an advantage because the guys on the mat don't get to see that, right? So they're just like, what the heck's going on? What a great match. So he just gets just a great scramble. That scramble lasted like 40 seconds, 45 seconds between the two of them. And it comes down to 1 second left. He gets the 3 points, gives West Virginia a win, which is a 5-match split between the two teams. Iowa State obviously wins 24-18. But I think West Virginia wrestled pretty well, except for giving up some major bonus points in a couple of those matches.
Yeah, so West Virginia struggles early, but again, you have to be impressed with how West Virginia bounced back after those first 4 weight classes.
Right, and I think so, and I think that speaks to like a lot of, you get into this momentum idea and all that kind of stuff. You just got to go out and wrestle your match and do your thing, right? So it doesn't really matter what happened before you, and you got no control what happens after. Go do your thing, and somewhere along the line, you just got to put some wins together, and that's basically what they did eventually.
So domination early by Iowa State. West Virginia stabilizes with Peyton Hall. Brody Conley gets a win. Ian Bush gets a win. Strickenberger, dramatic win to wrap things up. For Tony Honorado, I'm Kyle Wiggs saying so long from Morgantown. Final score, Iowa State 24, West Virginia 18. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived.